Right, I am in this case 185. Attached to it doesn't have a weight on the front as well, so it's a bit top heavy. But we have got a sugar beet planter here. In fact, this is the Matrix Grimmy that we've already seen in the fact sheets. But what I'm going to do is, rather than use the planter straight away, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to have a look at the ground deformation, because it's quite a heavy machine on the back, as you can see by the way the front wheels are lifting there. That is some pretty deep ground deformation. You can even, when your player walks over it, you can see they dip in and out like so. So that's pretty cool. And we'll do a few loops here and we'll really mash this ground up and see what it looks like. But interestingly, look, so actually I'm going to stop there. The weight on the back tyres, there is ground deformation there over the front tyres, but then it gets a lot heavier over the back tyres because the weight's all on the back tyres. So if I just reverse back slightly, where we've only gone with the front tyres, it's a really good example of how the depth changes depending on the weight on the tyres. Look at that. That is pretty cool. So I'm impressed with that completely. Now, also the other thing we're going to do, like I said, let's churn up this ground good and proper. Let's just zoom out a bit. We are digging some massive holes here. So again, interesting if you had dual wheels on this, what would the difference be? I'm going to, in fact, do that as a test if I can buy something. Not sure if I can yet, we'll jump into the shop, but if I can buy something with dual wheels, it'll be interesting to see what the difference is. So let's start riding over, and you can see it interacts with the bumps that are already there as well, which is good. So the more you drive over stuff, the bumpier it gets, the more stuff is going on. But we've made a right mess of this field here, haven't we? Now, interestingly, I know they're going to fade at some point, like the tyre tracks did in FS25, because obviously there's a point at which you have to kind of manage that. But we have been doing this for quite a while now, and I'm not seeing that first little bit of track start to disappear. So that is interesting. Now, they are changing slightly, aren't they? Do you see as you roll over them? Like, kind of around the same area that you've driven. There's sometimes some kind of deformation slightly off to the sides, but look at that. Look at the amount of stuff that we've done. It's almost like it degrades gracefully. But that's some serious messing up of that field, isn't it? So, test number 1 done. Let's go and get something and see if we can buy something for test number 2. And we can't buy anything from the shop, so that's interesting. What we'll do though here is we will drop the machine down now and start to cover this stuff back up and tidy it up. So let's go over to the corner here. That's a shame the shop feature is still not available. So we go into our AI settings. We're going to go for steering assist here, 8 meters width. We're going to do 2 headlands on this one. And there you go, our lines have popped up there. And as we roll over it, you can see even though the tractor is bouncing over the deformed ground, what it leaves behind afterwards is a very neat field. Now look at this as well. I'm just going to jump out here. Look how it rises the ground back up. So you get this lovely edge where you've worked as well. How nice is that? There's some real attention to detail in this. I am impressed. I am very impressed with this. I like it a lot. Right, okay, let's jump back in. I'm conscious of the amount of time I've got here as well, so don't want to spend too long on this, but I want to go to the end here. Oh, I've not turned my... There we go. Got to remember to turn it on. The green line is definitely a help for that. So it's going to get to the end here. And now this doesn't have a curved edge to this field, so I'm just wondering what happens if I keep flooring this. I think this is the end of the line. We've done this test already. But yes, we've got to the edge here. So I lift, and there you go, it switches. And then we can roll back on, press H again, get it lined up, reverse back. So it switches off when you reverse back. Turn it on again, lower it down, and we go. This works really well, I've got to say. This is Very well done. I am impressed. Just as well, while we're here, I noticed this as well. So you can actually choose the direction, other than your headlands, of course, you can choose the direction you want your field to go in as well. Now, you can obviously set it to automatic, and it will work it out for you. But if you want to run it in a certain way, you can. Look at that. How good is that? Again, another nice little feature. Very cool indeed. So now you can see those lines have changed in the field. Let me turn it on because we're still doing the headlands here. But what a nice little feature that is. Interestingly, it's adjusted the rows there as well. Now we've adjusted the angle, which is interesting. So if I go back to automatic here, where were we? 0 or automatic. It's the same calculation. And okay that. No. It's doing it at an angle still. So, oh, there it goes. It's switched again. So, let's do a little... it's multi-terrain angle, but not, if you know what I mean. So, let's just do a little loop-the-loop here and see how many angles we've got. We've definitely got more than we used to have. Not as many as we've seen on PC before, but definitely more multi-terrain angle there as well. So, bear that in mind. There's a few little things just popping up all the time here, as I see it, but that is very nice indeed. See a little bit more of that. I'm sure we'll get that adjusted on PC. But on certain maps, but it's nice to see. There was one thing that really used to bug me a little bit, if I'm being honest, is the lack of different angles. I understand why they did it, but again, nice to see that been remedied. So there we go, one headland done, and you can see smoothing off those ruts left by the tyres very nicely indeed. Love that. Love that. I particularly love this. I wish there was a plough here. So there you go, a little bit of a look at Ground Deformation. It's better than I thought it was. From what I've seen so far, I'm impressed with that. Gotta love it.